Hey everyone, it's Jessie checking in from Val d'Isère. It's Thursday morning here in resort, and after a really crisp day yesterday, it still feels properly cold out there this morning, with that calm early buzz around the village before things get busy on the slopes. Overnight in town, it stayed cold and steady. Temperatures hovered mostly between -4 and -7 degrees Celsius, with a light to moderate breeze coming in from the south and southwest. The wind gradually picked up through the night, with gusts pushing into the low 30s kilometers per hour by early morning, but it stayed dry throughout. Around the village today, things are shaping up nicely. Cloud lingers early on, but it clears through the morning, leaving a bright and mostly sunny day. Temperatures will climb to around 0 degrees Celsius this afternoon. Winds stay fairly gentle, starting very light this morning and becoming a light breeze later on, with occasional gusts that you will notice in more open spots. Overall, it should feel fresh but pleasant in town. Up on Bellevarde, it's a similar story, but colder and more exposed. Temperatures will sit around -3 degrees Celsius at best, with good visibility once the cloud clears. Winds are a little more noticeable up high, with a light breeze through the day and gusts into the low 30s kilometers per hour, especially along ridges and open faces. A busy Thursday night coming up in resort. Over at B-Bar tonight, Yanis Odua is playing live alongside DJ Kunta, bringing reggae and dancehall vibes from 10 o'clock through until 2 in the morning. Entry is free, but places are limited, so it's very much a turn-up early kind of night. Les Hibou is also in full swing this evening with their Thursday karaoke night from 9:30. Big songs, brave performances, and usually some unforgettable moments by the end of the night. And for something completely different, there's a classical piano concert this evening featuring Kojiro Okada. The programme includes works by Haydn, Brahms and Liszt, performed on a piano over 100 years old. Tickets are available online, at the tourist office, or on site in front of the church from 5:30, depending on availability. A very serious safety update today, and this really matters if you are even thinking about heading off-piste. This is a translated summary of the official bulletin d'estimation du risque d'avalanche issued by Météo France, and you must read the full report via the link in the description before making any decisions. Today, the avalanche risk is high. Above 2,000 metres, the risk level is strong, and below that, it remains marked. This is not a borderline day. This is a day where the snowpack is still very unstable. The main problem is persistent weak layers buried under last week's heavy snowfall, with unstable wind slabs sitting on top. These slabs can be triggered very easily, even from a distance, meaning you do not need to be on the steepest part of a slope to set something off. Large avalanches are possible, including size 3 events, and in some cases even bigger, with fracture lines often more than 1 metre deep. The most dangerous terrain today is steep slopes over about 30 to 35 degrees, especially above 2,000 metres, and particularly on shaded aspects that have not seen much sun. Near ridges and summits, the wind has compacted the snow into hard slabs, which can feel solid underfoot, but that does not mean they are safe. In fact, this combination makes remote triggering more likely, with fractures propagating across wide areas. In sunnier slopes, especially south-facing terrain, and at lower altitudes below around 1,800 to 2,000 metres, a surface crust can reduce the chance of triggering, but this is very localised and not something you can rely on as a general rule. Elsewhere, the risk remains maximal. Clear warning signs are being reported, cracks forming in front of skis, deep settling noises in the snowpack, and so-called woof sounds are all signs of instability. Importantly, the presence of existing ski tracks does not mean a slope is safe today. Several recent accidents have already confirmed how dangerous these conditions are. Spontaneous avalanches are less common today, but they are still possible, mainly on very steep sun-exposed slopes later in the day, and occasional glide avalanches are possible at lower elevations. New wind slabs may also have formed at altitude due to recent southwesterly winds, and these are generally thin but very sensitive. The message today is simple and serious. Off-piste travel requires extremely cautious decision-making, conservative route choices, and proper safety equipment. If you are not fully confident in assessing avalanche terrain and conditions, today is not the day to experiment. Stay on marked and open pistes, or go with a qualified guide who knows the current snowpack in detail. Please check the full official avalanche bulletin via the link in the description before heading out. If you're planning to explore the mountains this season, remember, off-piste skiing is dangerous. Always take a qualified guide and never go off-piste without a transceiver, shovel and probe. And most importantly, know how to use them and practice regularly. That's it for today. Have a great day out there, ski smart, and if you hear about any events or spots worth sharing, drop them in the comments and I'll pick them up for the next update.
For further information, piste reports and events sponsored by Val d'Isère Tourism, please go to radiovaldisere.com, the local radio station with the most up-to-date information. Forecast information provided by meteoblue.com, infoclimat.fr and meteofrance.fr. Conditions in the Alps can change quickly, so always check before heading out. Webcam pictures courtesy of the official Val d'Isère website valdisere.com.